Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I hope you're having a great day in Jesus. This was one of like my favorite books growing up. I would read it and reread it and go to different parts of it and read it. And it's just, and people still are fascinated with Noah's Ark. And this one, let's see when this book was written. This is by Dave Balsiger and Charles E. Sellier Jr. in 76. 700,000 copies in print. Now, you would have to realize what was going on in 76 is the Soviet Union, Cold War was still going on, and Mount Ararat is very close to what the former Soviet Union, their southern border. So they really didn't want people in looking at it. And so, but for Marco Polo's time, in Jerome, who translated the Vulgate's time, I mean, even before that, you know, they said you could go look at Noah's Ark on Mount Ararat. They had this little thing set up. Now, Mount Ararat is in a earthquake-prone region. There's violent thunderstorms almost every day, most of the year. I think this is Ferdinand Navarra, and he and his son. I mean, I just used to read about Ferdinand Navarra. You know, until the 1840s, wasn't there like a cathedral to Noah's Ark with pieces of Noah's Ark in it and stuff. It was said that during the Russian Revolution that the Tsar's army, right before the revolution, found Noah's Ark, measured it, did all this. And of course, when the atheistic communists came in, that they didn't want any proofs of Noah's Ark. And then you have, like, the Turkish government has set up a place, like, is it 17 miles away from Mount Ararat, and said this is where Noah's Ark is. And, you know, one of the popular internet sleuths got many millions of views. He says that that's where it was. He's passed away now. But this In Search Of series, it was like a Leonard Nimoy. What a voice Leonard Nimoy had to do these things. I remember, isn't it Leonard Nimoy, who was Spock on Star Trek, isn't on his tombstone, it says, Israel is a miracle. Israel is a miracle. Sister Waldron and I, we were just listening to old time radio, and Leonard Nimoy did a voiceover on one of the things, narrated something. So here again is the various possibilities of Noah's Ark. Most Ark researchers now that believe that it is on literal Mount Ararat. I mean, the city near the base of Mount Ararat was known as like the home of Noah. That's the translation of it. The Noah's Ark has split into, and it's just been covered over with snow and glaciers and things. So it'd take a very mild winter for it to. Here's Robert Ripley with the anchors, I think it's in Lebanon, of Noah's Ark. Supposedly, other people say it's not Noah's Ark, and then, you know, his retort is, well, okay, if it's not Noah's Ark, what other ship in history had anchors this big? Which that is a valid point. So In Search of Noah's Ark, people are still searching for it. This is a great little book, kind of gives you a little thing known as the Nampa image. This female clay doll was found in a flood-laid sedimentary deposit at a depth of 300 feet while boring for an artesian well in Nampa, Idaho. And so, I mean, stuff like this, you're getting into pre-flood artifact. I mean, they find in coal layers, I've done videos on it, fully formed bells and things that are just amazing. So this is just a great book of several. I know Walt Brown, he's got a PhD from MIT. He's went looking for Noah's Ark. I know Henry Morris's son really got involved. I think astronauts have got involved looking for it. All these questions are asked, like who crewed for Noah? So a lot of things, people don't think about. What did they do with their waste? How did air get to all 3 floors? A lot of different things about the ark besides the diluvian world itself. So God bless. I believe it happened. I've read an atheist or two that said you could march Noah's Ark down the street tomorrow and I still wouldn't believe in God. And I'm like, oh, well, you got to believe the evidence. Talk with you later. God bless you in Jesus' name.